gamer grade.
What is up guys, as usual it's Jay, and in this video I'll be showing you the quickest and easiest method to defeat the horse-mounted main boss Gyoubu Oniwa. For a main boss, this battle is surprisingly easy, since all you really need to do is learn his attack rhythm and hit the deflect button just before he strikes you. Along with standard attacks, this will help crank up his posture bar quickly, and since his posture recovers very slowly, you can take your sweet time. Since most of his strikes are powerful attacks and highly telegraphed, the deflect timing is very generous and easily readable. In between deflects, when he stuns or pauses, make sure to get in a few free hits to whittle down his health bar, which also damages posture in the process. With this tactic alone, you can break his posture pretty quickly, dealing the 2 death blows without much challenge. If you're not confident timing the deflects, you can also block most of his attacks, and only deflect the more highly telegraphed attacks that you feel the most comfortable with timing. Although his attacks are powerful, they are also slow and widely spaced out. Enough for your posture bar to fully recover even though you block all of his attacks. However, getting in as many attacks and deflects as possible is the key to winning the battle. If you're having trouble defeating this boss, then there are 2 aids worth considering taking into battle to give you an advantage. The first is the firecracker prosthetic tool. This will basically stun the horse and make it rear onto its hind legs, usually allowing you to get in a few free hits before it recovers. This can make the first part of the battle much easier. Bear in mind, the tool is much less effective after dealing the first death blow, so during the second stage you will find adopting the tried and tested deflect and attack strategy more reliable. To acquire the firecracker prosthetic tool, travel to the Ashina outskirts Wallgate Path Idol, then grapple to the roof and follow this exact path past the area where you fought the first general. Go left and follow the path down both sets of steps. There's some bugged out guy here. The old lady who gives you the bell charm is here, as well as her son on the floor. Run straight past them to the left, but don't enter the archway. Instead, grapple up to the point on the left and grapple up another 2 points to get to the top of the cliff. At the top, you'll come across a tent which homes the trader who sells you the firecracker tool for 500 sen. If you need to acquire more sen, make sure to check out my easy early game farming guide, which I'll link in the description. After purchasing the firecracker, head back to the temple and speak with the sculptor to get it fitted. The firecracker costs 2 spirit emblems with each use. So that's 7 uses in total if you haven't upgraded your emblem capacity, which is more than enough to easily get the job done. The second useful thing to have is the prosthetic upgrade named Grappling Hook Attack, which is found in the prosthetic arts skill tree. Because this particular boss is mounted on a horse, his distance from you will vary a lot. Pay attention to when he's at long distance, when the icon for the grappling hook will occasionally appear, allowing you to quickly and safely close the distance to melee range. Unlocking the grappling hook attack will allow you to perform 2 attacks while in the air, just before landing, which isn't normally possible. This means you can work in these extra hits every time you use the grapple. This mid-air attack also has a good chance of stunning the boss, opening a window for extended damage. And over the course of the fight, the additional health and posture damage inflicted will noticeably add up. When Gyoubu first appears on the field, he will perform a long-winded taunting animation. So quickly take advantage of this by sprinting up to him to get in 6 free hits, taking a nice slice from his HP even before battle begins. He'll then ride around you, swinging his spear either side of his horse. You can simply block these, or if your timing is good, then deflect them for posture damage. His 2 perilous unblockables are easily avoidable by simply sprinting away as soon as you see the red symbol. The first is a positional attack, where he throws his spear into the ground, at the spot where you're standing at the moment the red symbol appears. Simply sprinting away is the most effective tactic. His second perilous move covers a wide arcing area where he drags the point of his spear in the ground, trying to catch you to pull you up into the air and slam you into the ground, dealing massive damage. Again, the best way to avoid this is to sprint in the opposite direction away from the spear, only stopping once you notice the attack animation has finished. Both perilous moves provide a generous window of reaction time and are easily avoidable by keeping on the move. His 3 powerful overhead attacks are all easily deflected once you learn the highly telegraphed attack pattern. The third and final blow is the most powerful, with a long-winded wind-up audio cue giving you plenty of time for a perfect deflection. Deflecting this trio of overhead attacks will usually result in a stun, as shown here, allowing you to sneak in 3 unanswered attacks, damaging both HP and posture. Here's a few examples of the grappling hook attack in motion. As you can see, the skill allows me to sneak in an additional attack just before landing right next to the boss, damaging both HP and posture. So whenever you notice the grappling hook icon appear, make sure to take full advantage of this mechanic. If you don't have the grappling hook attack upgrade unlocked, it's still well worth using the grapple when you can, to get in some free hits after landing. Not to mention, it will also position you perfectly to use a firecracker, if that's your game. He also performs a circular 360-degree long-distance attack by swinging his spear over his head 3 times, which covers a very wide arcing area. There are 3 ways to mitigate this attack. The first and easiest way is to simply block all 3 attacks. The second method is to time the attacks and try to deflect 1 or more of them, dealing posture damage. And the third method is to grapple to him as soon as the icon appears, to deal several blows. The most effective method seems to be the second option, to grapple and attack, as this can also lead to a stun, opening a window for extended damage. At times, Gyoubu will heavily thrust his spear into the ground, leaving him open for counter-attacks, while he's busy removing his embedded spear. Make sure to look out for this highly telegraphed attack and take advantage of his inactivity by punishing him with several unanswered blows. He will also jump into the air twice with his horse in an attempt to crush you. The second attack is always much higher than the first, and both are highly telegraphed, allowing for easy deflects to build posture damage. Here's the full battle sequence of how I finally defeated him, utilising both the firecracker prosthetic tool and grapple hook attack upgrade.
It's Gyoubu, mate!